with our brother, Dr. Ridgely. Now, as I said Sunday, Brother Doc, I want to let you know what I was talking about you Sunday. And that we may not see our brother on the webcast or whatnot. And I know at times we into the popularity and whatnot, but we in the Nation of Islam, we should never think and do like that. You know, this brother has a wealth of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and has been with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for years and years. And whenever a man has been given a post as Dr. Ridgely of being the protector and the maintainer of the farms, and the minister taught us that farming was the first thing that God gave, as we have read in the book of Genesis, that job that he has given to man in terms of agriculture. Dr. Ridgely is at the front of that process under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. Yes. And so that needs to be commended and applauded. I don't think he gets the congratulations, because obviously, as you and I have been reared, that we don't like the farm, that belongs to somebody else. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us farming, you know, is the engine of our nation.
That's right, that's right.
You know, so, and as you may not know, Dr. Ridgely is a soldier.
That's right.
And he don't take no mess.
That's right.
You know, so not only do we have a scholar, but we got a soldier and a warrior.
Yes, sir.
That is willing to give his life for Allah's sake.
That's right.
And righteousness.
Yes, sir.
So he's going to talk for a few moments, but we should come with a lot of questions.
That's right.
Yeah, questions that we need to ask Dr. Ridgely. And I think when you ask the questions, no question, as we say, is a dumb question.
That's right.
So I present to some and introduce to others. Our brother and your brother, coming all the way from Georgia, if you will, Dr. Ridgely. Let us bring him and welcome him to the city of Wilmington, Delaware, with a wonderful round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came to us in the person of a man. The man's name is Master Farad Muhammad. And in the name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, now the exalted Christ, who when he first saw this man, the first time he saw and heard him, he knew what he was looking at.
That's right, that's right.
And as we say in the streets, it takes one to know one.
That's right.
Because everybody else heard Master Farad Muhammad. Some of them heard him a year in advance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but they did not know what they was looking at.
That's right.
Because Master Farad Muhammad came over here looking for his uncle.
That's right.
His uncle is a brother of his father.
That's right.
We know that his father made Master Farad Muhammad to come over here to retrieve us. But he was looking for his uncle. His uncle is the brother of his father.
Come on now.
He know his father is a God. Master Farad Muhammad is a God. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a God. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't know he was a God when he met Master Farad, but he knew that was a God.
That's right.
All right? And in the name of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, my personal boss and savior from being fired many times,
Come on now.
who's the best student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
That's Minister Farrakhan. I'd like to greet you in the degrees of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Now, on that best student thing, see, I was in the so-called first resurrection. I joined in 1971 in New York City under the voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
I immediately transferred from Columbia University down to North Carolina A&T, and I did my processing in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The nation fell. Before it fell, I had changed my degree from economics to architectural engineering to agricultural economics, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we needed farmers. I had visited the farm in Georgia in 1975. I had met the farm manager of the very farm that I now am the manager over. I was supposed to come to work in 1976. However, they sold off all the equipment. They still had the land at that time, but later they sold the land off.
Right.
But they sold all the equipment, they stopped farming, so I had to find another life,
Wow.
okay, because that was gone. So I went on and got my master's, my PhD in agricultural economics. I came back to teach at North Carolina A&T, started in 1987, and in 1995, I was asked to be the manager of Muhammad Farms.
Okay.
Now, I had forgotten, now this is 19 years later, I had forgotten where that farm was. I thought the farm was in Dothan, Alabama. When I came to the farm in Georgia, I thought the farm that I was going to work at was in Dothan, Alabama. I went to Dothan, Alabama looking to see if anybody knew about that farm. Nobody knew about the farm. I said, I thought sure it was Dothan, Alabama. Because I completely forgot about all of this now. I had to get a new life. And so about a year later, I was driving from Dawson. I thought it was Dothan. But I was driving from Dawson, which is like 8 miles from the farm. This is the county seat. I was driving to the farm and I saw up on a hill, some trees, old trees. And I realized, whoa, wait a minute. It was Dawson, not Dothan. And therefore, I am now the farm manager at the very farm that I thought that I was going to work at 19 years before I was put on post.
Wow.
1976 is when I thought I was going to start working there, but instead I was put on post in 1995, which was 19 years later. So for anybody who's trying to get rid of me as being the farm manager, you need to understand. I will die on my post.
Wow.
Because Allah set this up.
That's right.
That's right.
See, I know about Master Farad Muhammad a little bit. And I don't know how his math, I know there's 59,999 other books of mathematics, but he using something. Because he's making things happen in my life and in our lives.
That's right.
There's no way that we could set it up for ourselves. We know, what we have to do, when Mr. Farrakhan gives us an instruction, we just have to run.
That's right.
Even though it seems like it's a solid wall, we have to run towards that mission. And then when we get to that wall, Allah will make a way for us through that wall.
That's right.
A brother asked me, he was working at the farm, he said, Dr. Ridgely, how do we get our powers? How do we get our powers? I said, to do what? Be in a circus? What you gonna do with your powers? Allah will give you whatever you need to fulfill His mission.
That's right.
That's right.
So once you get your mission in line with His mission, whatever you need to satisfy that mission, He will give you the power to do. This ain't about you, my brother. It ain't about me. It's about the man and the family who sacrificed to come over here and get me.
That's right.
Okay? They was lynching us. One black person every 3 days.
That's right.
But Master Farad Muhammad showed up. Okay? The other Muslims that wrote us off.
That's right.
The other scientists that wrote us off. The white man was doing what he wished with us. And it wasn't about no white women. What it was about was after slavery. In 45 years after slavery, black people had bought 16 million acres of land in the southeast. We was buying up the land, we was growing the products, but now we weren't slaves, and the Jews were upset because we wouldn't give them the damn cotton.
Go ahead.
Come on, teach, bro.
Go ahead.
So they wanted the land. They were to burn us off the land. They made it illegal, black codes,
Right.
for you to grow food to sell to your brother and sister.
Right.
The only thing that they allow for you to do is grow cotton, and you had to sell to them at their price so they could take it back to Europe like they was doing when we were slaves. And since we wouldn't do that, they burned us out.
Yes.
There's a war going on that you might want to know. Better find out from Monsanto. Now we get the whole point right now. But it was a war to burn us out. And then the NAACP was set up in the North to invite us to come. Now the same crackers who were sitting on the board of NAACP were also, the cousins was down there buying up the farmland that they was running us off of. Okay? Now you see, we did not know these Jews were our enemy
Go ahead, brother.
until they jumped Minister Farrakhan in 1984.
That's exactly.
And that's where they made their mistake.
Yes, sir.
They had the whole world believe that they was God's chosen people. They had the whole world believe that they was enslaved in Egypt for 400 years. They had the whole world believe that they was friends of the black man and the black woman. They got away with that. But they jumped Farrakhan.
Go ahead.
Come on now.
Go ahead, brother.
And then the ones who love Farrakhan said, what the hell's wrong with these Jews?
That's right.
So we went to work studying them. And lo and behold,
That's right.
we didn't know. Hell, y'all was behind the slave trade. All the way. Hell, one of your boys was actually the Secretary of State. Judah P. Benjamin was the Secretary of State of the Confederacy.
That's right.
The Jews ran Terrell County and Dougherty County, where the farm is as in Terrell County. The next county over is Dougherty County. The Jews ran that county, so much so that in the Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois, he talks about Dougherty County, and see, this was the heirs to the slave plantation were the Jews. And for 50 years, they had W.E.B. Du Bois working on the Crisis magazine. You know, he was never the head of NAACP. He was just the editor of the Crisis magazine. They was with him for 50 years to get him to change one word in his book.
Yes, sir.
The Souls of Black Folk.
Right.
They wanted him to change one word, and after 50 years, when he brought out the book again, when it republished it, he changed Jew to immigrant as being the heirs to the slave barons of the South. When I first went down there in 1995, the synagogue was in the middle of downtown Albany, Georgia. I said, now, I thought the Jews were scared of the damn KKK. Come to find out, they're the ones who invented the damn KKK.
That's right.
Teach, bro.
That's exactly right, brother.
Okay? And they have pitted the goyim, that's the animals.
That's
what they call us, non-Jews, white and black.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So they pitted the white cattle against the black cattle.
That's right.
While they slew both of us and sucked our blood.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how you have integration? When we was in segregation, we had our own schools.
That's
We
right.
had our own hospitals.
That's
We
right.
had our own land.
That's right.
We grew food for our own people. Came in with our pickup trucks in the town, sold to our people that they cooked. The Jews saw this. Now, something I found out just recently, and I'm going to shut up so y'all can ask questions. That in Mississippi, a sister called in on the program, Mississippi said her mother could not go into the white man's department store, but she could see on the outside the models wearing the new clothing coming up for that season. So they would walk downtown and window shop and go home and make it.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So when the white men, you know, you can't come in here to buy fine clothing. The women went home and made it. So when the prom, our sisters was laid. Because our women made that.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
So they had to come up with integration as a scheme to get us to come out from our community because they was losing money.
Go ahead. That's right.
And so they forced integration
That's exactly
so that we
right.
would give up our nation.
That's right.
That we was building ourselves within a nation,
That's
and
right.
all it took was the move from segregation to separation in the 60s.
Right.
and we will now have a nation.
That's right.
But no, we fell for the okie doke. We shall overcome. We fell for the okie doke. And now we got nothing but what? Jail sentences.
That's right, brother.
Yes.
Go ahead, Doc.
And dope.
Go
That's
ahead.
right.
And women without men.
That's
And
right.
sex trafficking.
That's right.
And one more thing that add on top of all of it. New thing, blood sucking. What do you mean by blood sucking?
Teach, Doc. Teach.
I was just in New York City. And I had to speak at a elementary school. Brother had me to speak at elementary school. And so I did some analysis. And I asked them the question after I did the analysis. I said, how many black grocery stores are there in New York City? And they said, oh, 1,000. Nope. 500. Nope. 100. Nope. How many? Somebody said, 0? Yes. 0 full-scale grocery stores. And you got little corner shops. I ain't talking about the corner shops, you know. I'm talking about grocery stores. 0. Then I asked another question. How many places are there in New York for poor people to go and sell their blood? They said, what? I said, yeah, how many poor places? How many places are there in New York for poor black people to sell their blood? I said, there are 8. There are 8. And they're all lined up in Midtown Manhattan. Not in Harlem. In Midtown Manhattan. So I put it on my Facebook page. And I asked people, why is it that the blood donation centers are in Midtown Manhattan and not Harlem? Somebody said, well, the blood is cleaner down there in Midtown Manhattan because of the dope that's in Harlem. I said, no, rich folks don't sell no damn blood. They buy blood. But why are the blood-sucking places in Midtown Manhattan?
Good question.
Midtown Manhattan is the most expensive place to live in New York City. Now, so we learned from agriculture. We developed agriculture. We used to just hunt and fish and that type of thing, and forage millions of years ago. We learned, no, we want to be able to grow our food close to our homes.
That's right.
So we developed agriculture, a system of growing the food close to your home.
Right.
All right? So they wanted to grow the food close to their home, for at least the sucking part. So you stayed in Harlem, suffered, and then you come downtown and sell your blood, so that it's good and fresh. So all the rich folks is gathered around. They give you $40. Well, they give you $75 the first time you come. Then after that, they give you $40, and they sell it for $8,000. It's on the stock exchange. The company that does that. Okay, this is real. This is not no made up stuff. This is real.
Go ahead, Doc.
These people are sucking our blood, drinking our blood, transfusing our blood, so they can live, and we are too poor to even have a grocery store. Now, of course, now when they go down there to get this blood sucked, another thing that could happen, maybe, is that they say, "Oh, we found something in your system.
Right.
You need to go over here to the hospital right away, so they can check you out and get it out. Your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidney, body parts."
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
And many of the people who will come down from Harlem, a lot of these people on the street, nobody cares about them. So who's going to miss them?
Yes, that's right.
Who's going to miss them? So forget the movies. Dracula, forget that. It's happening right now.
Go ahead, Doc.
So we
Good teaching.
have got to, this is not about money, get homes, and friendships in all walks of life right now.
Come on.
It's about survival right now.
That's right.
Teach, brother.
And once we get to the other side,
That's right.
I mean, why you want to have a big house and they come and take it from you?
Teach. That's right.
After you done paid for it, they come with eminent domain and knock it out from under you because you got to go. Okay? No, I want peace. And when I own something, I want to own it, not loan it.
Go ahead.
Okay? Because actually, you think you own it. The new laws they got right now, emergency laws, if they declare a state of emergency, the government can come and take and confiscate everything you got. Anything and everything, including your food. including your seeds, including your house, including your car, including your gasoline, everything. Okay? You don't even own yourself because you have been hopped to the international bankers since 1933. Your birth certificate is used as collateral for the loan that FDR got to keep the country going afloat because it went bankrupt. Okay? And then all the gold, y'all trying to buy gold now? Okay, cool, they can change the law. Anyway, get your gold, come take that too. Anyway, the gold, they made it illegal for you to hold gold in 1933. Everybody had to turn their gold in and get Federal Reserve notes, which is a promise.
Right.
And then in 1973, they removed off the gold standard, so ain't no more gold in Fort Knox. No, nothing back the dollar, except in God we trust. We trust in God that you stay asleep. That's what they trusted in. So, we've been at Muhammad Farms for 25 years now. I have 25 years in February. I have a PhD from Michigan State. I ain't know nothing until I went down there about how the agricultural economic system worked. I thought I did. But I'm not going to say they lied to me. I'm going to say that they didn't know. My teachers didn't know how the system works. I remember, when I was in undergraduate school, my accounting teacher said, if you do real good, you can get out and make, this is 1974, you can make $30,000 a year. And he kept saying that to motivate us. So one day I said, respectfully, sir, can you teach me what that man knows that can pay me $30,000 a year? Because that's what I'm interested in. I said, now if you don't know what he knows, then just teach me what you know. But don't be trying to impress me with no $30,000 because I'm not interested. I'm here to learn what I can so I can make jobs, not go and get a job. Okay? So now I have watched the system. I'm going to give this one statistic and then we will ask questions. In 1920, a farmer could sell a bushel of wheat for $2.53. Take that $2.53 and buy 23 loaves of bread. Today, and a bushel of wheat is 56 pounds. There's a pound of wheat in every pound loaf of bread. So theoretically, a bushel of wheat can make between 40 and 56 loaves of bread out of a bushel of wheat. But the farmer can sell a bushel of wheat, 56 pounds, and get $2.53, but then the price of bread was so low, he could buy 23 loaves of bread. But in 2014, the farmer can sell a bushel of wheat for $4, but that's 56 pounds. That comes to 9 cents a pound. The bread goes for $2 and $3. So the farmer gets 9 cents for the wheat instead of a loaf of bread.
Okay.
Everybody else is getting $3 plus.
Yes, yes.
Does that sound fair?
No.
I have a mind to get all the farmers together, the wheat farmers, and do a boycott. And say, look, man, just grow enough wheat for you to make bread for your family and let the rest of them starve.
Wow.
Then they understand.
Go ahead, brother.
But I'm not going to be that cruel. Instead, I am promoting to the young people who want to get into farming.
Yes.
Get into farming to grow a value product, a final valuable product. Like at Muhammad Farms, we used to grow a lot of wheat, but we don't grow wheat no more. We grow whole wheat flour because we have a flour mill.
Okay.
We grow cream of whole wheat because we have a flour mill. We grow muffin mix. We grow pancake mix. Okay? We grow the wheat, but we don't sell wheat. We'll sell you some flour. We'll sell you some cream of whole wheat. We'll sell you some muffin mix. We'll sell you some pancake mix. Okay? Because a bushel of wheat is $4 if I sell this wheat. If I turn into flour, I get $24. You do the math.
That beats 9 cents.
That beat 9 cents.
Yeah, it do.
And so now we tell the young people, okay, when you go to school, go to college, marry somebody, one of y'all take up culinary arts, the other take up production agriculture.
Okay.
While you're in school, you go and buy some peaches down at the farmer's market, and you all develop the best peach dumpling pie on the East Coast.
That's right.
You sell the hell out of them peach pies for 4 years.
Wow.
When you come out of college, you got the money to buy you some land, buy you some trees, and in 7 years after you plant the trees, you can harvest peaches. But you continue to buy peaches from the other farmers
Okay.
to make your pies.
Right.
And then when your peaches come in, you put your peaches in your pies. And you become happily ever after because you be rich.
Okay.
Okay? So don't be a sucker. Don't be a slave producing a raw product for everybody else to make money off of you.
That's right.
You figure out how you make money off of everybody else. And since people is too lazy to cut up the peaches and do the dumplings and make a pie, you make a pie for them. They'll pay you for it and love it if it's good.
Yes.
And then you pocket the money.
All right now.
Okay, that's just on one level. You can do quiches. What you call what's some good? Quiches. What? Oh, okay.
Peach cobbler.
She does a good carrot cake.
Thank you.
Okay. My wife does a good carrot cake too. My wife will see this video. But
Yeah.
that's how you make money. One day she'll grow all the carrots.
Right. Smart.
Okay, to put in a carrot cake, right?
Okay.
But first you get the formula down and your market down
Okay.
for who you selling to get that final value product, get that money.
That's right.
Ain't about being no slave no more.
Go ahead, brother.
So I don't want to bring young people into slavery,
Right.
but they'll work hard like I did for 20-some years to find out I was working backwards. They want the right way to do it. So now we have a commercial kitchen on the farm, and we're designing new products. Every year we're designing new products that we're going to make from our products.
Right.
So instead of giving away the products to somebody else to make all the money, we're going to figure out how to make the money
That's right.
and sell the people the products, and everybody's happy because they're lazy.
That's right, bro.
Yes.
We trying to teach them how not to be lazy,
Go ahead, brother.
do for self.
Yes, sir.
But since they're lazy, we're going to make that money. So we want our young people who will go into agriculture to think about what are you going to produce and sell to the consumer so you can get that money. Now with that, I'm going to close because I want some tough questions.
According to Wikipedia, Bahia is a city in Limestone County, Texas.
And don't be trying to out-Google me with the answers to the questions. We got some Google experts in the world. We got some YouTube graduates, YouTube University graduates in the audience. I use YouTube, trust me. I had to fix my tractor, and I didn't want to spend the money because it's like $90 an hour, okay? So I went to YouTube, and I learned how to do it.
Okay.
All right? YouTube is fine. Okay? So, now, it's your turn. Ask me some questions. If I don't know the answer, I give you an answer like my students told me at Norfolk A&T. Ask Dr. Ridgely a question. He will give you an answer. Might not be the right answer, but he will give you an answer. But no, I try to give you the right answer. And if I don't know the answer, I'll put it down, and I go and do the research. So, I want to find out what's on your mind. For this reason, I have to figure out what's going on in my people's head. Okay, I can't address that which I don't know. I am in a very isolated situation at Muhammad Farms, and I love it. Me and my wife, we love it. It's so quiet. When people come and visit the farm, you city people can't take it. What's that? What? Nothing. There's nothing. I said, what do you mean? We got the stars. You hear them crickets?
Yes.
No, this is beautiful. But anyway, so questions. Yes, ma'am. Google expert, go ahead.
Yes. I apologize.